Hi there and welcome to Metro Woman.
It's a show for women and about women.
Today is a topic that's relevant to everybody, automobiles, but specifically we're talking about hybrid cars today. So it's going to be a lot of great information for women and men out there who may not know as much as you thought you knew about hybrid vehicles.
Well, and even if you've never thought about purchasing a hybrid or having gone to a dealership and looked at them, it's something we really should know more about because it could be the car of the future that someday maybe we all need to know more about.
Well, it is, something that for a lot of people is still new. It's just a mainstream thing anymore, and people just probably don't have as much information as they thought. So we're going to have a special guest today, Steve Libke. He's going to be speaking with us about hybrid vehicles and all the things you would probably want to know before you go shopping.
Right. So we're going to ask the questions you might have, and we'll ask them for you.
So join us when we come back. We're going to be speaking about hybrid vehicles here on Metro Woman.
If you've ever wanted to learn about hybrid cars, today is your chance. We're at Toyota of Des Moines with General Manager Steve Libke, and we've come with a lot of questions about this new technology.
Hi there, Steve.
Good morning. How are you? Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
How are you?
Good, thanks.
Good to see you.
Good, thanks.
We've got a few questions about hybrid vehicles today, and we're hoping you're the guy who can fill us in.
I think so.
One of the questions I do have is about why would somebody want to get this versus a regular car?
Two reasons: fuel efficiency, and second reason, I think it's better for the economy. People are starting to catch on to the fact that this is better for the world.
Okay.
And a lot of that's being driven from a lot of the green technology right now. So people are becoming a lot more aware of it.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
And from the standpoint of cost, we know hybrids cost a little more than your average car. So how does that play into a decision, and do they make that cost up eventually?
Let's compare it to geothermal in a home. This cost is a fraction higher than most gas aspirated vehicles, but in the long run this car is far cheaper because two-thirds of its power runs from electric. So geothermal in the long run is more expensive. This in the long run is less expensive. This in the long run is less expensive.
Okay.
And how do you see, down the road, I mean, we're just kind of getting started into the knowledge and the people buying hybrids. How is this going to play into the future of cars and the car industry, really?
Well, I can speak to Toyota, and their corporate ideals is that every vehicle that we sell will have a hybrid adaptation to the car. So every single car that we produce will have hybrid technology.
Really? And
Yep.
will that technology change, do you think?
We now use nickel hydride batteries. It'll go to lithium batteries, and then now we're working on we're working on 3 or 4 different other types of energies. One being, of course, a complete plug-in. One being, believe it or not, could be water. There's lots of different technologies for Toyota. So yeah, so far we're right on the mark.
So what, like in the movie Back to the Future where Doc has that thing and he's shoving food in there?
Yeah, we'll throw trash in our city.
It's almost like you're getting to a point where
clean up the highway as
just
you
that easy.
go.
Yeah, the Earth is becoming, all of us are becoming a lot more with recycling and with things like this. The Earth is becoming a lot more emissions friendly, and as these cars get better, they'll get cleaner, and that's our goal here, is to make this car as clean as we can.
So I think there used to be kind of a perception that your hybrid vehicle purchaser was somebody who made their own clothes out of hemp and was earthy and granola and all that stuff. Is that really the case, or is it becoming a mainstream choice for everybody?
It started out that way. The first buyers, the first wave, were these kind of people that came in and were definitely a little more eccentric in their thinking processes. And now today, everybody from you, myself, about everybody I know is considering a hybrid, and it's because it makes more sense.
So you've seen obviously an increase in sales.
We have a 1-year waiting list on this car right now. This particular vehicle we're showing you today is a pre-owned car, and we'd love to have a new one to show you, but right now they're in great demand.
That's good news for you and
For
Toyota.
you, for us, it's good news.
Exactly.
And so I know you're a little bit biased, but do you really think that Toyota is setting the trend as far as the hybrid technology, and everybody is just going to need to catch up?
Some of the manufacturers are certainly antiquated in their hybrid technologies. I would say that Toyota is probably at the top of the hybrid technology chain right now. A lot of our domestic partners are using our first generation hybrids. We're on our third. They're already trying to catch up. General Motors is needing to do that, but right now it seems like Toyota certainly has the lead in this technology, no question.
I have a question regarding women and sales. I mean, is this predominantly men looking to do the hybrid purchase, or are women just as interested?
Well, I'll tell you, women make up probably 80% of the buying decisions, whether, and I'm sure you as women know that.
I've heard that statistic.
I've been
believe
told
it.
that. I
Definitely.
don't believe it. But
I totally believe it.
It's very true. Most of our customers that come in always tell us we have to check with our wives. And as they do that with the Toyota product, the wives have already done the research, and already the wives are, I think, by far probably way ahead of their husbands in this type of technology savvy, and have already made up their mind this is what they'd like to do, because you guys like to save money.
yes, we do.
Any place you can. And this is a good place to start.
So women are the driving force behind hybrid technology, no pun intended.
I think women are probably 80% of what drives this product, because women do the homework. Guys are more looks, guys are more horsepower, guys are more about size, guys are more about those things. Women seem to take the time to do the homework to make sure that it makes sense for their money, and it's certainly, the women are certainly more educated when it comes to that.
Good for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it pays to do your
Congratulations.
homework.
Yes,
Yeah,
of
well,
course.
I think what would be really nice is we take a little break, come back, and we'd hop inside one of these guys and see what's going on inside.
Sounds good.
So far, we've learned a lot from Steve about hybrid cars, but it's time to get in and take a look around.
Give me the scoop. Tell me how this thing works.
Well, first of all, you have a key, and where is it?
Right here.
It's in your lap.
I have it.
And it's not in the car.
No.
There is no place really to,
No,
insert
there
this key.
isn't.
There actually is. There actually is, but it is a keyless fob
Okay.
that links this car electronically to its ignition system. So hang on to your key,
All right.
put your foot on the brake, and push that power button.
Okay. How long do you have to hold it
That's
down?
it. There'll be a ready sign on the dash that says
Oh, when it
you're in
says ready,
power.
then I can take my hand
Now,
off. Okay.
now it will leave our foot on the brake for this point, but what it does tell you, we have an energy monitor that shows us that we do not only run under gas power, but we also run under battery power.
Okay.
So you now hear the electric motors kicking on. So this car right now is ready to go. This car has, like we said, at the initial energy point, car has more foot-pounds of torque than most V8 engines in most vehicles across the country. So this car has almost 300 foot-pounds of torque with 0 RPM. So as you're sitting here creating no RPMs, this car is like a rocket ship or a golf cart on steroids. So it shows you which part of this car is producing which part of the engines. We've got nice features that it will show you up front. You can see that your speedometer is clearly straight ahead of you. You're not having to look through a steering wheel to see it.
No, it's very visible up there.
And a lot of our cars come with full features on the steering wheels that you can turn your radio up, you can turn your channel, you can do a lot of things, turn defrosters on and off.
Oh, that's better.
You can do a lot of things from inside the car without ever having to take your hands off the steering wheel. So we've got a full array of radios. We've got about every option you could ever want.
Right.
And as soon as you were to close the door and drop this car into drive, we would take off in literally a golf cart type product, and off we go until the vehicle decided that it needed the assistance of the engine. So that's why we're getting so many miles per gallon.
Well, and I think what people aren't used to hearing is that you get better mileage in a city than on a highway. That's contrary to what we've always thought. So
in a town like Des Moines, where most of us work in the suburbs, we work west, east, south, north Des Moines, and we all can travel in Des Moines within 15 minutes of anywhere we live. This is the perfect car for the urban dweller.
sure. Well, most people put more mileage on in a
the
city than outside.
The nice part about city driving is that as you brake, these batteries recharge. So that's the nice part.
Exactly.
These are nickel hydride batteries, and again, they never wear out. These things have a 10-year, 100,000 mile warranty on the batteries, and I've been here for 4 years. We've sold thousands of these products and have never had a battery issue. Car runs for about, depending on how hard you push it, the car runs to about 35 miles per hour until the engines even turn on. So it's mainly electric power in the city.
So it starts out as electric and then
Converts to gas
gas
as
the
it's needed.
speed is increased.
Yep. Which is why the car gets more miles to the gallon in the city than it does on the highway.
Which is the opposite,
Which is
of
the opposite
the other cars.
of most cars. So
That's good. So, and then when you're sitting at a stop sign, it goes back to electric.
Right, and when you brake, that's when our batteries are recharging. Our batteries never go to zero, and they never go to 100% charge. But these batteries are charged through the braking system.
Sure.
Okay, so it's a very interesting system. They use lithium hydride batteries right now. I'm sorry, nickel hydride batteries, and soon to go to lithium, which will give you a lot more, the ability to go a lot further, and probably a little bit more power. But this particular car gets about 48, almost 50 miles per gallon in the city, and probably 45 or so on the highway. And we have had people, including people that we have driving cars for us, celebrities, Jan Michelson, a lot of other guys, a lot of celebrities in town that are getting in the 60 to 65 miles per hour range.
Wow, that's amazing.
According to how you drive.
Sure. Well, how about if you are doing a lot of highway driving? Let's say you're on the interstate. Oh, I thought someone was going. Well, when you're on the interstate for a long period of time, like a cross-country trip, I mean, will that battery ever run down?
The only time the batteries would run down is if the car were sitting idle for 2 weeks at a time. The car has to be started for one period at 10 minutes at a time. So as long as you start the car one time in 2 weeks for a 10-minute period of time, these batteries will never go down.
Well, okay, we learned how to turn it on. Tell me a little bit more about some of the features of the inside.
All the features of home, of course, most of our Priuses, they come in several packages, but some have full navigation systems that tell the guys where to go. The wives already know.
I don't need a navigation system to tell me that, but
a myriad of radio systems that come in the car. This is one of the safest cars right now in America. Side airbags, front airbags. It's got this is one of the safest cars you could ever want to be in. And as you can see, at my height, I'm 6'5", and I've got about 3 inches of headroom, and I've got plenty of leg room, and I've got a lot of room that I can move back. So.
And a 5'4" foot person, it's just fine.
Cruise control, you can see that your steering wheel, you can do all the functions right from there without taking your hands off the wheel.
Yeah, that's very handy.
And
convenient.
This car is nice because you got a lot of visibility out of the windshield of the car, and you cannot see any part of the hood. So it's pure visibility. So
boy, you can't. And I don't see much. Sometimes you have a
blind
dead
spot.
space, and that's dangerous. But
Toyota's done a good job of engineering the body of the car so that you've got full visibility left and right. And yeah,
and the curve of the roof, I'm sure, is aerodynamic.
It is. And the next generation Prius, which will be here in 3 months, will have a full, complete sunroof, which will be completely retractable, and it will have an entirely new exterior, and it is really unique. So we're looking forward to the new model as well.
Yes. Okay.
The one thing that really hardly ever gets looked at is the battery pack in this vehicle.
Really?
Yep. As far
and
as
that's
and that's 2/3 of the product.
I was going to say that's everything.
So it's a self-contained battery unit. Very little of what we do at maintenance is concerning battery here. What most of our maintenance requires us to do is the basic oil change, the tire rotations, and the same things that you do to this car that you do to your family gas aspirated car right now. So yeah, you could have this car serviced literally at about anywhere.
Good. Well, that would help a lot of people knowing that. Exactly. Well, this has been so great to learn about hybrids. I've been hearing so much about it. So thank you so much for all the information.
Well, it's nice to hear about it, but it's even better to feel it for yourself. So let's take it out and see what it'll do.
Okay.
Out for a drive when we come back on Metro Woman. But first, here's a quick and easy recipe from Kayla Westergaard from the Iowa Egg Council.
If you're looking for a recipe that'll please a crowd and your family, look no further. Today we're going to be making apple cinnamon strata. The ingredients you'll need are 8 eggs, a loaf of cinnamon raisin bread cubed, 2 cups of milk, 21 ounces of apple pie filling, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 cup of sliced almonds, and ground cinnamon and powdered sugar to taste. So the first step in the apple strata is taking the bread, cubed pieces, and lining your 9 by 13 inch baking dish with those. Take your 8 lightly beaten eggs and pour that into the bowl, as well as your 2 cups of milk. And then carefully pour your apple mixture in there as well. That cinnamon smells great. And mix those ingredients really well. Touch it off with your 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt, and you're ready to go. Next, you're going to want to carefully pour your apple mixture into the dish. Sprinkle with the rest of your almonds. And then cover with plastic wrap and chill for 2 to 24 hours. Now this recipe bakes at 325 degrees for 50 minutes. Right after the break, our finished apple cinnamon strata.
Moving my mind and my hands at world record speed. I'm Luke Myers. If you want to be incredible, eat incredible.
Eggs. Incredible energy for body and mind.
Apple cinnamon strata. The preparation's easy, the ingredients are easy, and of course, eating's easy too.
Let's take it out and see what it'll do.
Okay, I have the fob in my lap,
Now.
with my foot on the brake.
Seatbelt on first.
Oh yeah.
Very important.
Yes.
Okay, let's take our foot off the brake and let's see if we can't roll out of here. Oh, your foot is off the brake and you are ready to go.
Where do you go?
And we'll make a just straight exit and make a left.
Okay. It's just a car. Right?
It's just a car.
Just a car.
Now you'll notice as you're driving, you don't hear anything,
No,
which is very surprising, but yet you can put your foot on the
I
accelerator
can use it as a gas, regular
and you
gas.
can use it as gas.
Okay.
So we'll make a right-hand turn out of here.
Okay.
And as we're doing this, it's showing you what engine source is actually running this vehicle.
Sure.
And right now it tells you the electric motors are on. The
That's why I don't hear
The
anything.
battery is engaged.
Okay.
And everything else, turn signal, everything works as usual.
Okay.
Now I have not reset our consumption or our current, but you can see sitting here now that we are in battery mode and we are now charging as we're braking.
Isn't that funny? To me, it's right now the car has died.
Now this is dead quiet
Yes.
and we're sitting in the middle of an intersection. We're not sure what to do, but we do know this car has more torque
Okay,
than
and
any
I
other
can
car
hit the
really
pedal
on the road. Yep, just go
and
ahead and
keep
give it as
going.
much gas as you want.
That would take some getting used to, that no sound.
That's the sound you want to hear. That's the sound of savings.
Well, you're right. That is very true. No sound is good sound.
No sound is good sound.
Okay. There it is
Gets a
again.
little used to it's a little hard to get used to.
Yeah,
We hear a lot of that from our customers, but again, one of the nice parts about the Prius is that it's quiet. You know, it's got a lot of sound insulation, and it's just really nice, you know, to be able to have something like this where it's, you know, you're sitting here and you know you're not burning any fuel of any kind. You know,
Absolutely.
as you know, in the winter at idle speeds, that's where a lot of energy is burned, and that initial takeoff is where it's really burned. And you are using electric power at this point, and that's nice.
And it would only kick into gas until I got up to
Depending
like
on-
40,
depending-
50 miles an hour.
Yes, depending on how you drive.
Am I taking it right?
Let's make it right here.
Okay.
And accelerate as you would a normal car.
Okay. Feels normal. That's a lot of zip.
Well, it has a lot more than you think. It's kind of nice to see that you're currently, as you go up or down hills, you're currently getting 51 miles per gallon.
Oh, so where's that saying?
It's
oh,
saying it right
there.
here. You're currently at 53 miles per gallon, and it sways back and forth as you use battery and gas power.
Sure. So customer response to this has been very positive.
It's been overwhelming.
Really?
We've got a vehicle delivery quality rating on this car of 99% right now.
Oh my gosh. Has there ever been a car with that high a rating?
Not in our knowledge, no.
Wow.
And for a very small car, it has a very good mid to, a little larger than mid-size class ride. It's really very comfortable.
What tips would you give someone if they want to investigate a hybrid? What would you say is a good way to start?
I would say the first thing to do is to get on the internet,
Okay.
select Toyota Prius,
Okay.
select competition, and literally do your homework online. Weigh the
Sure.
differences between the horsepower of the cars, the miles per gallon of the car, the safety ratings of the cars, the features of the cars, and the fact that this particular Prius, being the #1 hybrid on the planet right now, as far as overall value, as far as price, and as far as what you get for your money, that's the best way to do it. You can certainly go to Toyota's manufacturer's website and get all the information that you would need. You can also go to lots of different sites. For instance, you can go to Kelley Blue Book, you can go to Consumer Reports, but you will find that this car, the Toyota Prius, is the hybrid of choice right now.
Okay. Hey, that was fun. Easy and fun.
Just like a regular car,
It is like a regular car, only better.
only better.
Hey, Steve, thank you.
You got it.
It's been fun, and I had a wonderful time with Steve at Toyota of Des Moines. Back in the showroom when we come back on Metro Woman.
Well, we've had a lot of fun with you on the show today, Steve, learning about hybrid vehicles, and you've just been a wealth of information. We really appreciate it.
As you have. Oh, well. And thank you to our fearless driver today.
Hey, anytime. I'm
So-
good now. And thank you for allowing
And
me to
now
drive
you are
it.
informed of how all this works.
I am.
And you, maybe not so much, but we've had a nice
We
time
did
today.
good.
Yes, we did well.
We did good, yay.
So thank you for coming today.
You're
I hope you learned a little bit more about hybrid.
I did. And a lot more knowledge.
And don't be afraid to come out
And
to our
I'll share it with Sonia later.
Tutorial later for Sonia.
Yes, exactly. And just remember, if you have a show idea, please visit our website, www.metrowoman.tv, and just let us know what you'd like to see. Thank you for joining us today.